All right, we're going to talk radio adventure gear. How do you get your stuff from point A to point B? Well, I'm going to show you how I do it, this time on Digital Rancher. Hey folks, I'm Robert, W5ITR, and I'm excited to share my go-to gear for protecting, organizing, and transporting my amateur radio and camping essentials when I'm headed out for radio adventures. Whether I'm car camping at a national park, glamping in an RV at a hamfest, roughing it during field day, or just headed out for a day's activation, these bags and accessories have become my trusted companions. We're diving into the Unplug Easy Outdoor Adventure bags, the Eberlestock Switchblade backpack, the Eberlestock multi-pack, the Buffalo Gear 120-liter waterproof duffel, and a slick protective cover for my EcoFlow Delta 2. All right, let's get into it. First up, the Unplug Easy Outdoor Adventure 65-liter bag. This is the newest addition to my kit, and I used it for the first time at More Expo this year, and it did so well, when I got home, I bought a second 65-liter bag and a larger 110-liter bag. They also make a 155-liter version. We ended up leaving More Expo a day early this year because of the weather that was rolling in on us Saturday night. We packed up camp after dinner and we hit the road. We had one truck packed down with gear for 5 days of camping. Most of our gear rode in the truck bed. We ended up driving through hours of driving rain, and this bag kept all my gear clean and dry. It's rugged, built from 1680D ripstop ballistic Oxford. It uses a welded construction so no stitching penetrates the interior. It uses YKK weatherproof zippers. It has multiple tie-down points, grab handles, and removable backpack straps. It comes in Adventure Orange, Storm Gray, and Black Ops. It has a 5-year warranty, but that doesn't cover normal wear and tear, which I don't know a warranty that does. They're about $160 on Amazon, but they often have a 15% discount, saving you about $25. These bags are still packed from Hamvention, where they logged another 2,000 miles in the back of a truck. And I thought I'd unpack them for you guys so you could get a sense for what they can hold and how they work. All right, let's take a closer look at this bag. First of all, heavy stitching. Heavy stitching here and all the attachment points. It's a really nice material. This bag's got a probably, I don't know, 2,500 miles on it in the back of a truck, actually in the back of Jason's truck. And you can see I've got it all cinched down. Like I said, this is how it traveled from Xenia, Ohio. Jason said he didn't get into a lot of rain on the way back, but this certainly got poured on whenever we came back from More Expo. All right, let's see. Let's get into this guy a little bit. I'm gonna show you guys how this thing cinches down, and really the key to this bag is the roll top feature, right, which a lot of waterproof bags have. I've got a couple buckles on each side, and the idea is that you roll it down to give you that extra protection at the zipper area. You can see it does have waterproof zippers here, and it can hold quite a bit of stuff. So here you guys can get a sense what this bag looks like. Nice cavernous type entry system. It's got this material on the inside that ensures it's waterproof. It's got that high weave high fabric count, high weave, 1680D on the outside with this. You can see this shiny kind of treatment on the inside, and that's also the case in the bottom. And the bottom is extra heavy as well. So that's the 55-liter bag, or 65-liter bag. And here's all the stuff that this bag held. And it kept it all dry, which is the idea. Now, just for comparison, I don't have anything in this one, but you can see here's the size of the 110-liter bag. And all of these bags do have backpack straps. Now, the larger these things get, the less practical I think these backpack straps are. But they're there, all right. If you're man enough to huck that thing on your back, then more power to you. But that's a 110. Let's see here. I've got another one that I packed here. Again, this is gear that I took to Hamvention. Let's get this one open. All right, let's see what we got here. A couple straps here. They got these nice keepers here to try to keep the extra webbing under control. Again, I've got these straps here, really nice, box stitched on the handles. And again, this stitching does not penetrate the bag. It's all welded construction from that perspective. And again, you unroll it, zip open. The zipper's there. Now, this is a little dark. Let me see if I can do this and show you guys what I got in this one. This one's got a lot of my camping stuff in it. This is my Big Agnes chair. Every time you go to these events, bring a chair. This is my multi-pack. We'll talk a little bit more about this. That's for my satellite kit. Got my Big Agnes camping comforter in lieu of a sleeping bag whenever I'm going to be in an RV. This little red ox item here that I like to use just to keep all my pocket-related crap organized at night. A pillow. I'm never sure if I'm going to have a pillow in the RV, so I bring one just in case. This is my pour-over coffee system along with the grinder. Let's see what else we've got in here. A little fanny pack that I keep my cigar stuff and some extra flashlights and those types of things. And then a first aid kit in case one of us knuckleheads needs it. So that's everything, I think, in this bag. Give you guys an idea of what this looks like on the inside. Exact same construction here, right? You can see how shiny that is with that treatment on the interior of the bag. Great bags. Really, really impressed with these. They do have one outer pocket if you need that. Like I said, tons of attachment points, nice heavy webbing, double reinforced and folded over and stitched handles. Everything's welded so it's not penetrating the bag. Right, if you look in here, like right here is an attachment point for the backpack straps. If you look in here, it does not go through the bag, right? There's no way water's going to seep through the seams and get your stuff wet. So really great bags. All right, so that's that guy. And then if we take a look here, here's everything that I had packed in those two 65-liter bags. The only other thing that I brought with me, which was my carry-on, which we'll chat some about here also, is my Eberlestock Switchblade backpack. Right, that's my ever-present trusty backpack. There's another peek at that Buffalo bag. It's got some miles on it as well. We'll chat about that guy too. All right, the decks are cleared, and we've got thunder boomers and rain, which is probably apropos for talking about these types of bags. Next up, my everyday carry hero, the Eberlestock Switchblade backpack. This is the bag I grab to keep my essentials close and handy at all times. It's compact at just under 30 liters, but it maximizes space with genius organization and flexibility. It weighs in at just over 3.5 pounds. It's made of 500D Cordura, and it has the requisite laptop sleeve and side pockets for water bottles, masks, or tripods. But it also has some very unique features. It has a detachable harness system that is adjustable, making this bag more durable than those that simply sew the straps to the bag. We all see that that's where a lot of bags fail, as well as more comfortable with a full load for all day wear. It's also my go-to airline backpack. It fits perfectly under the seat, and I can carry my satellite rig and other essentials that I don't trust to checked luggage. It also has quick access pockets that are great for securing sensitive gear if you need to access something in a hurry. And the webbing system lets me customize it for any adventure. It's low profile, but tough as nails. It's available for about $230. All right, I've done a more in-depth review on this bag, so I'm not going to go too crazy here. But what I do want to point out are some of the features that I mentioned that really set this bag apart and make it the bag I always grab. The first thing here is this harness system that I mentioned, right? It's adjustable for height. It doesn't rely on stitching these things at kind of high stress points on the bag. So I can load this thing up with all kinds of Hamfest goodies, and it can be rather heavy, but still pretty comfortable to carry. Here is where I actually stow the handheld tripod I'm using right now, and I'll use this little thing so it doesn't flop around. And then this is typically where my ID50 will sit. But you can see I use the MOLLE system to strap on all types of different things. I've got a couple of different Meshtastic devices connected here. I've got actually 3 of them on there. I might have a Meshtastic problem, I'm not sure. But lots of great capability within this bag. I also keep a rain jacket stuffed away in here, which again, essential at a Hamfest, right? You never know when the sky's going to open up. And when you go to Hamvention, it's guaranteed to happen at some point. And then this is that kind of essentials pocket that I mentioned, right? Where you can put something that's maybe a little more sensitive that you need quick access to. I'll let your mind wander on that one. So this is the Eberlestock Switchblade. And this is certainly one of the MVPs of my radio adventure equipment. Now, let's talk about the Eberlestock Multi-Pack, the heart of my FM satellite chest rig. This versatile little pack is a game changer for portable satellite work. I loaded up with my ICOM IC2730, a 3 amp hour LifeBow 4 battery, coax, and a voice recorder. The MOLLE webbing on the front allows me to attach the Eberlestock Recon rangefinder pouch for my battery, and it all packs into my Switchblade for travel. It's lightweight, it's durable, and it keeps my satellite gear organized and accessible so I can focus on nailing those passes. I know the current version doesn't have the MOLLE webbing on the front, but my hope is if we keep talking about it and we all reach out to Eberlestock and bug them, they will bring that original design back. So do that. Email them, DM them, bug them. Let's get that thing back to the original. This bag runs about $60 and you can find it on Eberlestock or Amazon. All right, again, this is a bag I've talked about before here on the channel. But just to point out a few things, again, this is the MOLLE webbing I was mentioning, allows me to attach
the Recon rangefinder, where I keep my 3 amp hour bioanode battery. Some other things I've done to it, I've added a couple little D-rings to it here so that I can add another strap. I've recently used this with an LNA that doesn't quite fit in here, but with this strap, I can kind of balloon it open and get everything I need in there. The reason this is such a great bag for the 2730 is I've got a little garage here for the head of the radio. I've got another one over here for my Sony voice recorder. Let's see here. And it just holds everything. All right, I've opened things up a little bit so I can show you. Right, it's just got everything in here. It's got the radio body. I've got my 6 feet of coax that I use, my little stub that connects to the battery. Got a place for the microphone. This is all the excess cable that comes with the radio to attach the remote head. I keep some extra cables down here if I'm running headphones and I still want to run it into my voice recorder. So I've got it all right here in a sweet little pack. Right, again, that fits really well into the Switchblade. It's like a great little system. Let's see what else I want to point out here. I think that's probably it. Just really straightforward, well made. I've had this thing for, probably going on 3 years now. It travels with me a lot. It still looks great. Now I take pretty good care of my gear, but I also use my gear, right? So this thing is holding up fantastic. And again, that's the Eberlestock multi-pack with the Recon rangefinder pouch. I know what I forgot to mention. I also use the Eberlestock harness that this is set up for, right? It's got the little plastic clips to be able to connect both on the bottom and on the top, that you can sling it over your shoulders and wear it as a chest rig.
For those big adventures, I rely on the Buffalo Gear 120-liter waterproof duffel bag. Like the Unplug bag, it's designed to keep my gear safe and dry when exposed to the elements in the back of a pickup or anywhere else you can find yourself when you're out adventuring. This 120-liter monster swallows everything. Tents and sleeping bags, radios, cots, even folding tables. It's fully waterproof. The heavy-duty zipper and reinforced straps have held up under some serious abuse. It comes with backpack straps, but in all honesty, if you have this 120-liter bag loaded down, you're not going to want to try and carry it around on your back. This bag's a couple years old at this point. I've had it to Yellowstone, Field Day, Hamcation, Moore Expo. Well, it's starting to show a little wear. The PVC mesh cloth is showing some scuff marks, but it's still performing well. The zipper is seriously strong, and it does a good job stopping water ingress. It weighs in at just under 2.5 pounds, and it's really the perfect bag to consolidate and organize smaller bags and larger gear. This thing is tough, reliable, and spacious. This bag delivers. You can find these on Amazon for about $130. It comes in orange, green, and gray, and they have a seriously big 150-liter version as well.
All right, let's take a closer look at this Buffalo Gear bag. Now, this thing here is a PVC coated type woven material. You can maybe see that woven thread underneath that PVC on the sheen there. It's got the same kind of look inside and outside. Here you can see that this is a little different approach than the Unplugged. This one you can see where the stitching comes through, and then they have treated the other side of the fabric. You can see this is a cavernous bag. This thing is huge. You can really get so much stuff in here. You can easily get all the stuff that I had in those 265-liter bags in here, or pretty doggone close. Now, the difficulty here is that this thing gets heavy. And, in some cases, it's easier to handle 2 small bags versus 1 large bag. But this is a great bag for consolidating other bags and just kind of getting that really big stuff that you want to make sure is protected. But here you can see some of the scuffs from the wear. But so far, so good. It's maintained its waterproofness. It's got double box stitched handles here, lots of points to attach this to your vehicle or otherwise. And yeah, I mean, it's starting to show its age, no doubt. But I've got some good quality use out of this bag. Here you can see those. Here's those straps I mentioned. You're not really going to want to use these things on a bag this big. I do wish I could remove these like I can on the unplugged bags, but it is what it is. All right, that's the Buffalo Gear waterproof 120-liter bag.
Last but not least, the protective cover for my EcoFlow Delta 2. My Delta 2 recharges all my devices, my radio batteries, my lights, provides all my power for my off-grid adventures. And this cover keeps it safe from dust, scratches, and light rain. It's custom fitted, so all the ports and buttons are accessible without removing it. The durable material adds a layer of protection to this critical piece of gear. It's held up well for thousands of miles riding in the bed of a truck. It's a small accessory that makes a big difference. Most EcoFlow models have a similar type cover, so if you're going to get an EcoFlow, get this protective cover. It's worth the $60.
All right, and finally, here is my EcoFlow Delta 2 cover. Right, this thing is, you can see it's been out and about. It's got zippered areas here where you can get into all the various ports and buttons. Here, when it's powered on, you can see here. Let me go ahead and turn it on. When it's powered on, you can see the screen through the window. It's got a waterproof zipper around the top of it. This thing's designed so that once you put it on, you don't have to take it off to run the device. You can see it's got some fan ports and stuff here, access to the various ports. And this is how you run it. It's got a little bit of Velcro here with a tab down there. You prop open those sides so that it can actually pull air through and keep the unit cool. But you've got access to everything. It's not like a fully enclosed bag. If you can see here, right? If I pull this up, you can see the case underneath. But I can tell you, I've not had any problem at all with this staying dry in the back of Jason's truck. Now, it's also designed that you can pick it up and tote it around by these handles. So, you know, this guy is such you can tote it around with one hand. And here you can see access to the back ports as well. So I keep this thing, here's the cigarette style connector there with some extra port access. But I keep this thing in this cover all the time. Since I put it on, I've never taken it off. And when I'm using it, I just prop up these sides, and I've never had a problem with it overheating or having any trouble. So certainly worth the money if you're going to invest in one of these little power units. I've had great luck with EcoFlows. I highly recommend them to anyone that needs one. All right. That's the EcoFlow Delta 2 cover.
All right, folks, there you have it. My favorite amateur radio adventure gear for protecting, organizing, and transporting my setup. The Unplugged 65-liter and the Buffalo 120-liter bags are my heavy-duty transport champs. The Eberlestock Switchblade is my EDC and travel buddy. The multi-pack powers my satellite rig, and the EcoFlow Delta 2 cover keeps my power source safe. What's your go-to gear for radio adventures? Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear about the gear you depend on. Thanks for watching, folks, and until next time, 7-3.